Don't forget to like and subscribe, and share your opinion down below. Am I the idiot for embarrassing my influencer friend by intentionally letting her post a meme that made her look stupid? I feel kind of bad, but I have a friend who thinks of herself as a highly popular mom influencer. She's in her 40s, and she has a habit of taking other people's posts, memes, etc. and reposting them as her own. She even steals personal, heartfelt words from other bloggers and Instagrammers about their struggles with body image, depression, etc. and slightly changes them to repost as her own. She's grown a decent following from this and gets sponsored by brands for keeping it real. Honestly, I'll admit part of me is likely jealous, so I'll own that, but mostly I just think it's gross that she is lying and making up a whole personality that has people thinking she's something she's not. Anyway, there's this challenge going around on social media called the Hidden Cat Challenge, and I thought it would be funny to send her a photo of Monica's apartment from friends and say, "Bet you can't find the cat in this photo." I figured she'd recognize it and laugh, but within a few minutes, she had posted it on all of her social media telling people it was her latest Airbnb and making up an elaborate backstory about a random cat that lived there and challenging people to find it. I messaged her asking why she would lie, and she just said that she needed content and no one would ever know. So I just kept my mouth shut and sat back to see what would happen. Obviously people immediately began calling her out, and she tried to defend herself. But it wasn't long before she took it down and had to turn off comments on all her social accounts. She's now telling me I'm an idiot for letting her post it, and I may have cost her sponsors and taken food out of her kids' mouths. Am I the idiot? Edit. Thank you to those who sent awards. Very surprised and encouraged. Also dying that there is an evil cackle award. Does that make me an idiot? Edit 2. Just to clarify, I had no idea she was going to post it. The whole point was that the photo didn't even have a cat in it. It was a joke. She posted it with a whole fake story and tried to make people find the non-existent cat in the photo, which added hugely to her embarrassment. After she got mad, I even tried to help by suggesting she simply tell people she accidentally posted the wrong photo or even say it was a joke, but she locked down her profiles, which obviously made her look bad. None of our friends blame me, but she is seriously upset and is refusing to speak to me. I never intended to make her look bad, but since she brushed me off when I first called her out, I figured I'd just let it play out. I guess that is why she thinks I'm the idiot. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Encourage her to reopen her account and post inspirational quotes on making a comeback by her therapist, Dr. Frazier Crane. Not the idiot. Not the idiot in any way. Lying has consequences. She outed herself. You even pointed out the mistake in posting it. You didn't make her post anything. You sent her an image you thought she would enjoy, and she took the time to fabricate a bad lie. Am I the idiot for trading in my cousin's dream car? So for my F21 18th birthday my parents bought me a 4-door silver Jeep Wrangler. It had been my dream car for a long time and I was so ever grateful my parents had bought me one. So my cousin, F23, dream car was also a silver 4-door Jeep Wrangler, which I had no clue about as we had grown apart over the years due to other reasons. When my cousin found out about my new Jeep, she was not happy at all. She had been complaining to my sister, F18, about how I had stolen her dream car from her and that my parents should have talked to her first before purchasing the Jeep. She had also asked me on several occasions if she could borrow my vehicle for 3+ day road trip across my country. I had explained to her that I don't feel comfortable leading my vehicle out for a road trip when I wouldn't be going and she had a vehicle that would suit her fine for her road trip. She was not happy. She proceeded to call me a spoiled brat and that I need to share my car with my cousin because that's what family does. Fast forward to the 20th of November 20. I had been driving the Jeep and I didn't anymore for a handful of reasons. I'm an RMT student who works part-time and Jeeps are gas guzzlers and can be very expensive on gas, with very low gas mileage and let alone maintenance which I couldn't afford on my own. So I decided I was going to purchase a new vehicle that was way better on gas mileage. So the issues is that my cousin had found out I was looking for a new vehicle and had offered to buy my Jeep from me. So my Jeep was brand new when I got it and had less than 100,000 kms on it. It was in great condition as well, so I told her that if she wanted to buy it from me, I am asking for $37,000 for it. She told me she would not pay me that amount and I should be grateful she was offering $20,000. I told her that it would not work for me and I apologized and hope she could understand. So I went ahead and traded my Jeep in and got my new car. My cousin had stopped by just after Christmas to do a quick gift exchange. She had saw my new car in the driveway and lost her mind. She started yelling at me how she had been saving up money to purchase the Jeep from me, but didn't tell me this at all. She then proceeded to say I was not taking care of my new car as it was dirty on the outside. It snowed and then proceeded to melt, which makes the streets so dirty and there's no point of washing the car until it's freezing out, which I proceeded to tell her. She called me some pretty nasty names. She then went to social media to proceed to tell how her family doesn't support her and rubs it into her face that I had my dream car, got bored of it and sold it when she had been saving up to buy it from me. I talked to my family and they told me I wasn't the idiot. But my aunt had sent me some nasty texts saying how I was the idiot for not helping my cousin get her dream car. I was just looking out for myself and my financial situation. So Reddit, am I the idiot? Not the idiot. If she wanted the car so bad, she should have made more of an effort to get it from you. As for her mother, your aunt, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. They're both idiots. Not the idiot. Sorry you're dealing with all of that. Your cousin needs to take multiple steps back as well as your aunt. You don't owe them anything as far as I can see. Did your cousin live with you growing up? Do your parents treat your cousin like their child? Because I don't understand why your cousin was upset that your parents did not talk to her about buying the Jeep. Seems strange. If one of my cousins approached my parents and said I also want X car, they would be given a very strange look. No, my cousins have never lived with us. When my mom was younger, she did help my aunt with childcare for her 2 children, before I was born. My parents have always been kind to my cousins. My mom was close with my cousins when they were younger, but once they got into the teenage years they started to see my parents as ATMs and would beg for money which my parents never gave them. Not the idiot. Your cousin and their mother are huge jerks. And here are just some of the reasons why. No one has sole rights to a dream car. There's thousands of that same car on the road. Letting someone borrow your car for a cross-country road trip would be a horrible idea. It's your car. You can do what you like. It's a terrible idea to do business deals with family. Am I the idiot for not letting X come get her Christmas stuff while I wasn't there and putting it on the curb to throw away like she said to? Last year while X and I were dating, we all, us and her kids, celebrated Christmas at my house. They brought over their Christmas decorations and their sleds. After Christmas was over we put it all in my attic since they were all going to move in with me that summer. We ended up breaking up in late spring and I have not seen her or her children since. A couple weeks before Christmas my ex texted me and asked if she could come by and pick up their Christmas stuff as well as the sleds. I told her how I was not in town because I was dealing with a family issue and I didn't know when I would be back. She asked if she could come and get the stuff herself. My house has passcode locks so I would just have had to give her the code. I didn't feel comfortable though with her or anyone else at my home without me there. I told her that wouldn't work and it will have to wait till I get back. She just replied back really? Which felt like it was leading to a fight so I didn't reply back. I finally got home on the 27th of December. My cousin who had also gone to deal with the family issue spent the night. We came home with boxes of our relatives' belongings to store so he helped me pull my ex's stuff down from the attic and replace them with our relatives' boxes. Later that day I texted my ex asking when she wanted to pick it up or that I could drop it off if she gave me her new address. She immediately called me and went off on me saying I was such an idiot and that the kids already missed their favorite things on Christmas and missed the good sledding conditions we had earlier all because of me, so I might as well throw everything away. I kind of figured she would call back and apologize, so I just left the boxes piled up around my house. Yesterday morning I hooked my pinky toe on a box. Not the first time it's happened, but this time it hurt lots and I've been limping. I was really angry at that point. Since she hadn't called for over 2 weeks about the stuff, I decided to take everything and put it out on the curb for trash day the next day like she said to. Right after that I sent her a text saying that I put everything on the curb and trash pickup is around 1 PM tomorrow. She came by just a little while ago. As soon as I opened my door she's yelling at me for putting all the stuff out by the trash where it got wet and how someone had taken the sleds. She also said that I could have given her some more time since she didn't even see the text until an hour ago and had to call in a half day for work, and that they would have lost everything if she hadn't seen the text until after the trash had been picked up. She said this all wouldn't have been a problem if I had just let her pick up the stuff in the first place. This was really not something I wanted to deal with this early in the morning, so I just said sorry and closed the door. Not the idiot. My ex is mad at me for doing what she told me to do. Not the idiot. You kept her stuff for 2 weeks after she told you to throw it away without hearing from her. She could have gotten over herself and come to pick it up at any point during those 2 weeks. People over at Malicious Compliance might enjoy your story, though. You guys broke up last spring and she decided to use your place as free storage until right before Christmas? Then you are not the reason her kids didn't have their favorite holiday things and sleds. If you hadn't texted her to say you put things put out for garbage pickup, I'd bet you would be storing her stuff for another 11 months. You're so not the idiot. Am I the idiot for getting upset and calling my husband a stubborn jackass for refusing to use GPS and making me arrive late to an important dinner? I'm 35F, a design consultant, and work for an engineering company in the States. It's necessary for me to have dinner at restaurants with clients who handle tender contracts for engineering designs we need to complete. It's important I make a good impression with regards to explaining my company's conditions for the contract to be completed, why we are the best fit for the contract, how we will go about fulfilling the design conditions, etc. I also have to leave an impression in how I present myself in meetings and dinner events like these. It's a death sentence to be late to anything like this. Especially given the stress the pandemic has had on us recently, a missed contract, which have been really lucrative lately, due to showing up with messy hair or a few minutes late is a death sentence for our company. And hubby and I are in a tight situation financially. Our kids are in preschool and he has been off work during the pandemic. I knew this was crippling to his self-esteem to be a stay-at-home dad. So I had a scheduled dinner with some really important clients who required the execution of a particularly important design procedure. The compensation for completion of the design was high, to say the least. I must admit that in the morning, hours before the dinner, I had only just informed my husband, 35M, that I would be needing him to attend with me as part of the requirements to bring along my partner. He agreed and said he would be ready to go whenever by the evening. True to his word, he was ready a couple hours before the scheduled dinner, and I finished up an hour before the dinner was due to start. We take off looking dolled up. The restaurant was in a part of the city and he, it seemed, had never been before. My husband spent upwards of half an hour claiming he knew the address, driving around aimlessly and making me late. I repeatedly told him that I wouldn't think he's less of a man for using the GPS, but he refused repeatedly, saying that he knew where to drive to. He didn't. By the time the scheduled dinner was supposed to start, we were nowhere near the restaurant. At this point, I could sense the contract slipping through my fingers and yelled at my husband to just use the GPS, and he finally did. We arrived 20 minutes late at the restaurant and the clients were pretty pissed off, but I tried my best to smooth things out and apologized for showing up late to the dinner. But it seemed too little too late by the pained expressions on their faces. The following week, our admins were informed that the clients had moved on to another company to handle their design. When I found out, I lost it at my husband. I said he was extremely stupid and costed my company and ourselves a lot of money. He apologized profusely to me and I then called him a stubborn jackass. I made him sleep on the couch for a while now and he's begging for my forgiveness. My co-workers think I'm being too harsh, but am I the idiot for being mad at my husband for this? You are the idiot. You only told your husband morning of that you expected and required him to come with you to a dinner for your job. It's your job to get to the dinner for your job. You said you had a smartphone. Google Maps. Your husband didn't lose the company money. You're insulting him and punishing him for something that was your responsibility. Not to mention spreading her personal business around the office. Why do the co-workers need to know about the falling out she had with her husband over this? If they're saying she's being too harsh, I take that to mean she has told them she's made him sleep on the couch and he's begging for forgiveness. Way to keep it professional, OP. You are the idiot.